I live for the pleasure of God and the pleasure of knowing and loving people. See, the question is how you define pleasure. Now, I assume that a person who says, I don't believe in God, I just live for pleasure, means by that they're living to stimulate their nerve endings. They're looking for the party. They're looking for the sexual encounter. They're looking for the drug high. That's what I assume they mean. But if someone just says, I live for pleasure, I would hop in and say, yeah, so do I. I live for pleasure also. The pleasure of glorifying God, the pleasure of respecting and loving people and developing deep relationships with people. And that is exciting. I love it.
How do you tell a generation, Gen Z, these people believe in something called nihilism? How do you explain that their life has purpose if nihilism says otherwise, if it says their life has absolutely no purpose?
Atheism logically leads right to nihilism, and it's impossible to live that out. Why? Because if there is no purpose to life, if life is absurd, then Albert Camus, the great French atheistic philosopher, was correct when he said, the only question you have to answer is, why not commit suicide? Why keep sucking wind? Why keep living? Why? And Camus' point was, if you really believe that life is absurd, you've got to seriously contemplate suicide. He's right. I mean, why continue to work? Why continue to make the effort if your life is a joke? If it's ultimately meaningless and absurd? So you see, my point is, if I said I'm a follower of Christ, and this woman said, fine, Cliff, but you can't live out what Jesus taught, then I have a real problem. I say I believe something, but I can't live it out. And I better go back and re-examine my faith in Christ. Well, the same thing is true for the atheist and the nihilist. If you say there is no God, life is absurd, there is no purpose to life, then why are you living your life as if there is purpose? Why are you creating your own purpose in life? You told me you believe there is no purpose. Well, if there is no purpose, live it out. You can't. You're always attaching value, significance, meaning to your life. Wow, I wonder why you're doing that. Is it not more probable the reason you do that is because you were made for a purpose? To love God and to love others, to work, to get a good education, to develop your mind so you can do a better job, to be creative, and to make this world more like heaven will be. Huh, how about that? Jesus makes more sense than atheism does.